Ocala.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Thursday morning. One of the things that we see here in Florida all the time is tourists, and the tourists are coming from all over the place. And I wanted to, in order to introduce our next guest, I wanted to ask you to imagine yourself. And maybe you have been one of those tourists. Maybe you actually moved here after being a visitor to the state of Florida. But let's say you're coming here from Michigan, someplace far away, okay? And you're with the family, right? And between there and here, you see all these billboards, all these different suggestions by advertisers on the highway. Hey, why don't you come visit our place? Why don't you come visit our place? So you're heading to Walt Disney World. The kids can't wait to get there. Let's say that's your destination. But somewhere along the way, you find out that there's a great ball of string. Oh, let's go see that. Or somewhere there's an aquarium and they've got a talking manatee or something. I don't know what they have. But my point is there are distractions along the way. And that's what kind of happens in our lifetimes too. I mean, how many times when you're a child do you look forward to the future and you say, gosh, you know what I want to be? And you set your destination. This is what I want to be. And then something else comes along. Maybe you're infatuated with being a rock star or a baseball star, or maybe a teacher says you've got a good aptitude for this, and it's good, and everybody says it'll make good money, and you end up going in that path, and you really wished you had stayed on the path that you really wanted. Well, I think that's what our next guest is going to talk about. It's staying on track, and she has been very successful in keeping on track in her own life. Her name is Micheline Nader. She's a successful entrepreneur. She has founded, managed, and sold a number of healthcare companies. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Nursing, a doctoral degree in healthcare management from the Paris Dolphin University in France. She has a French accent, so she must be French, huh, Robin? I just heard her talking to you. It says here she overcame personal obstacles in her own life. We'll let her tell you what they are. And her book is called The Dolphins Dance, Discover Your True Self Through a Powerful 5-Step Journey into Conscious Awareness. Yeah, we want to stay on track. Good morning, Micheline. How are you?
Good morning, Larry. I'm doing great.
I love your accent.
Thank you. You're talking about tourists in Florida.
Where are you?
I'm really not one, but...
where are you right now? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from New Jersey, but we have a place in Florida.
Oh, you do? And,
nice.
And where were you born? You were born in Lebanon.
Right. And then lived in France and in Canada, Montreal.
Oh, my goodness.
And for more than 20 years now in the United States.
So you've been on a journey, not only a life journey, but also a physical journey. You have actually been traveling.
Right. When you were saying I was on the right track, on the track, I was thinking, and I said, I've been on so many tracks.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know what the wisdom is behind this, but sometimes those little detours, whether it's on a vacation or in a lifetime, they actually contribute to something that we wouldn't have expected. So sometimes it's a blessing, right?
Yes, actually, that's the beauty of the journey, is to be able to take those different tracks, and while you're taking them and taking all these detours, not to be scared or afraid of them, but just know that this is part of the journey.
Oh, yeah. Do you know the singer James Taylor? Do you know him?
Yeah.
Okay, well, when his children were born, he released an album called Dad Loves His Work. And the whole idea behind Dad Loves His Work was to say to the kids, look, I love you, but I won't be home a lot because I'm going to go traveling around.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, gosh, that's not the way I would handle it. I would probably put my career on hold. Whether that's right or wrong, I'm not being judgmental. I'm just saying that's how I would have approached it.
Yes. I think every one of us would approach it in a different way, and that would really depend on what is important to us, and what is important to us and our beliefs also comes from what we have been through in the past. So that's a little bit the Dolphins journey, the Dolphins process, is how does what we lived through during our childhood impact our decisions and our belief system and our patterns and our actions that would have us choose, if you want, to take a certain journey in life.
One of the things that I think we do, whether it's long-term or just in the course of a single day, is we have detours that we can't avoid. You have a flat tire, or somebody needs to be brought to the doctor all of a sudden, and those kind of things. Or somebody calls up and says, "Hey, my car broke down. Can you come pick me up?" All of a sudden, you have something different that you have to do. Or in the course of a lifetime, somebody gets an illness, or maybe your job tells you have to move. But it's a mindset, I think, that enables you to do that without being too frustrated.
Right. And it is also looking for the gold in a situation that sometimes when we're going through it, especially if it's a painful situation or a challenge, we have the tendency to say, well, why I'm in here? Please get me out of here. It's after that the situation passes or this challenge is over that we start looking back and saying, oh my God, there was a gold in that. Maybe during that detour, I met that person who gave me that information that was important to me.
That's true.
That mostly is what we go through in our childhood also. And what we make of that is what impacts a lot our decisions in life, because it creates an emotion with it. It has an emotion with it that sticks with us and tends to repeat itself in life. And in the Dolphins Dance, we're interested in those beliefs and those emotions that have us not move forward to go on a track or on a journey, or have us move towards another track because we're afraid or something is stopping us.
Yeah.
And that's that is extremely important, because the people have to be willing to muster up the courage to reset their path from time to time.
Exactly. And in order to do that, we have to become aware of it and consciously choose, if we want to change its course, if the course is coming from a place of fear, of a place of negativity, or a place of a negative emotion that has us not go forward in life.
So, Micheline, the question I have for you is, does the wisdom in your book come from the school of hard knocks because you went through some hard times yourself, or were you a smart little girl? Were you this smart when you were a little child?
I don't think of myself as smart at all. Actually, I don't think of myself as smarter than anybody else. Like, some people ask me, like, you've written this book about conscious awareness. Are you more consciously aware than other people? And I say no. On the contrary, what I do, I apply the process of the Dolphins Dance every day in my life. And if you get to apply the process, you're smarter than me. We're at the same, I don't know smarter. I think every one of us has a talent, a basic talent and a mission in life where he's at ease at expressing it, and he appears to other people as smart. Every one of us has a special talent in some areas, but in some other areas we're not, right?
Absolutely true. Micheline, we need to take a little break, but we'll be right back. I'm so anxious for you to tell the listeners what the Dolphins Dance actually means, what the title means. We'll be right back with that.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. More sunshine than clouds today with a high of 82 to 89. Clear to partly cloudy tonight, low 63 to 72. Sunshine mixing with some clouds tomorrow with a thunderstorm in spots in the afternoon. High 83 to 89. Saturday, clouds and sun with a shower or thunderstorm. Our high 84 to 90. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Steve Travis.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Are you tired of not using your home's outdoor space for entertaining or relaxation because of all the bugs and leaves? Consider adding a beautiful screen room or glass enclosure. We are Superior Aluminum and Design, a family-owned and operated business with 20 years experience in the aluminum industry, and we are accredited by the Better Business Bureau. If you appreciate superior workmanship, call Superior Aluminum and Design at 817-8058 or visit us on the web at superioraluminiumdesign.com.
Who doesn't love heading out on the boat with a family, hitting the ATV trails with friends, or blazing new stretches of highway with riding buddies? Your toys are your ticket to outdoor fun. At the McDonald Allstate Agency, we get to know you and help make sure you have all the right coverages. Plus, when you bundle your coverage for your car and your home with your boat, motorcycle, RV, or more, you can save up to 30%. So call the McDonald Allstate Agency today at 622-2333 or stop by one of our 2 Ocala locations at Calla Hills or the Jasmine Square Plaza.
Subject to terms, condition, and availability. Savings vary.
13 minutes now before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Micheline Nader is on the phone up in New Jersey, and she does not have a New Jersey accent. But she's helping us understand, kind of in a very gentle way, how to kind of live our lives and accept the detours and still stay on track. The Dolphins Dance is the name of the book. It's described as a 5-step journey into conscious awareness. And Micheline, there's a couple of things I wanted to ask you about, including what do you mean by a marker? Help us understand that. But first, what is the Dolphins Dance? Where does the title come from?
The Dolphins Dance, the title, the dolphin is actually a great metaphor for the work because it's a symbol of conscious awareness. Its highly developed brain, it has 3 frontal lobes, it sleeps while being awake, is a great metaphor, and its flow, the jump, the dive in, and the playfulness of the dolphin. As we become more conscious aware, we become more playful and happy. Dance is the acronym, and actually it illustrates the 5 stages of the Dolphins Dance that are discover your emotions for the D. The A stands for awaken to your beliefs, and the N, name your patterns. C, cancel out your polarities, and E, embrace your true self. So that's where the title really, what the title represents. In a nutshell.
Embracing your true self. I often wonder how lost we become because of our jobs, because of other things in our lives, where we really forget who our true selves are.
Yes, that is very true. We can. We're, as you said in the beginning of the show, all these distractions sometimes have us be like on a journey where we're far away from our true self, and when we are not in touch with our true self, actually, it's very hard to be able to connect with our inner consciousness and connect with our mission in life and our purpose. We're distracted, we're pulled in any directions, as if you're moving through life and you did not set up your GPS in a way, and it takes you wherever it takes you.
Yeah, I just got a GPS. It does that. It takes me wherever it wants to take me.
Right.
Do you know, I think sometimes we only have a few people who know who the true us are. I think most people who know any of us don't really know us. Maybe you have a spouse or a father or mother, somebody very close to you who knows you, but other than that, good luck knowing your own self.
Mm-hmm. I think all of us, have this consciousness within us, that deep awareness that is still and conscious at all times. But what happens, as you said, with the distractions, we cover it. We're not in touch with it. So the purpose of conscious awareness really is to unearth this consciousness within ourselves. really the process of conscious awareness is the process by which the unconscious becomes conscious in a way where we know what's at play each moment in our life. It's like our inner operating system that is hidden from our view all of a sudden becomes apparent to us. So that helps us in resetting the clock and moving towards expressing our true self to its fullest.
And you had to come to grips with this at a very, very young age in your life. You had some personal losses, and that's what's most wonderful about your book, is that you have a first-person point of view. You're just not relaying the thoughts of other people. Yes.
I started my life and with big, huge losses. Like I lost my dad, I lost to death. We lost our belongings to bankruptcy. We lost our country through wars, and I had to make sense of all this. At the same time, I was a seeker, and I was interested in the bigger picture. So I really had led a parallel life of personal transformation. In the Dolphins Dance, I bring this experience as an example because it's an experiential process, the Dolphins Dance. So each chapter has the concept and behind it, but also I bring my own experience as an example. And then with the reader, we dive into getting their own experience. So this process becomes really experiential, and it will give the reader an easy tool and an easy access to break through the limitations of the beliefs, patterns, and emotional patterns, actually emotional traumas that have stopped us in life.
And I really like the fact that you have a very cool cover. You not only see the dolphins dancing, but you see the profile of humans.
Yes, this is really at one point when we connect with our inner self, we connect with higher consciousness, and we know what is in us that is immortal is also in the creatures in the world. It's in nature, it's in the dolphins. So really this metaphor of the dolphin is absolutely great, and that's also what inspired the cover.
You know, if I were just to read your credentials, I would think that you were purely a business lady. And I'm sure you are a wonderful business lady just based on what I know. But just listening to you, I would never guess that you were a business lady, because listening to you, I hear a very spiritual lady who has some profound and deep thoughts. And I shouldn't be surprised that a person can be both a savvy business person as well as a deep spiritual person. That shouldn't surprise me. That, in fact, those two things probably go together more often than we realize.
Absolutely. I mean, for you, you're like a singer, songwriter, you know, and at the same time, you're managing this great show. I think as an entrepreneur, actually, it compelled me more to find a way, to find a tool that works for people, because I hear it all the time. You know, we know this, and we're aware that if we shift our thoughts, we shift our beliefs, we shift our actions, we manifest in our life, but we don't know how to do it. So as an entrepreneur, I was like, okay, I want something to work for me, because I was in the same boat. You know, I knew it. I was like a seeker. I did all the workshops, and yet I would wake up in the morning with that feeling inside my gut. And I wanted to shift it. And once I started developing this, the elements of the method and testing them and finding how the response was for people, and on me particularly, I've used, like, people ask me, do you really use the Dolphins Dance process? I use it so many times during the day because it's such an easy process. It's such an easy, once we learn it, it's such an easy tool.
Well, the 5 steps are spelled out in the book. It's called The Dolphins Dance, and you'll discover your true self through a powerful 5-step journey. That's what the book's title says. And it's, you do, the one thing that I wanted to ask you about is this. Everybody, well, many people will say you have to stop every once in a while and just take a break. And I always think that sounds like a great idea. So then you stop and you take a break, and I'm telling you, I don't last very long. And because all of a sudden I'll be just sitting, doing nothing, taking my break and thinking, you know what, I have an idea. And then I'll get up and do something. So I could never be the guy on a 2-week vacation who the complete 2 weeks was not thinking about work at all. I think I would always shift to something. There would be some kind of an idea that enters my brain.
Yeah, and Larry, is your work, when you say your work, do you mean that creative work that you're doing?
And I don't know. It's everything.
Because I feel, I feel when I'm creative and when I'm in my creativity and when I'm writing, and I don't feel that this is work for me.
Well, that's a good point, too. Yeah. Yeah, right. And I can't just stop. I have a hard time just stopping. So I think everything we do, whether it's the radio show or the music, or Rob and I do art also, I think there's a creative thing that just is never ending. It just constantly nags at me. Right.
And if this creative thing is coming from your passion, it's not work. It's happiness. It's playfulness, like the dolphin. But if work is a chore, when work is a hard thing,
laundry.
Yeah. And that, that becomes something that if we're doing this and we're not in our passion, we're not connecting to our true self to express our mission in life, then that becomes a hardship, and then people need these long vacations, and when they come back, as if, oh, why did I go on a vacation to come back and see all these piles in front of me? Now, we have to do this to earn a living, but if we can create our passion at the same time, this is where we start with time, increasing the time that we spend on our passion and our basic talent in life, and decreasing that laundry.
I not only do I agree, but I understand completely what you're saying. I think the people who read this book, who pick it up in the first place, are probably on the same page that you and Robin and I are on. I think we get this. I think you help us embrace it maybe better. But there's a part of us that kind of knows this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all of us. I mean, this is like nothing new. This tool and the book helps us have really, I mean, the process is, people who have done the process have experienced a great shift in their life and great self-expression. More and more, I'm doing workshops where doctors and psychiatrists and psychologists are prescribing this as, you know what, work on this, because the self-expression, the happiness that comes out of completing this process. And then at the end, we have a quick step method, quick step dance that I call it, where we can take it with us, and the acronym DANCE will remind us of the 5 steps, and we do it on the go. For me right now, to shift and use the process, it doesn't take me a minute.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Well, we can share one copy. We've got a copy of the book.
Yes.
So if you call me, I'll give you the one that was sent to us, and it's called The Dolphins Dance. The rest of us have to go buy it. Micheline Nader is who you will look up online. I went to your website. You are a beautiful lady, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much, Larry. I appreciate that.
You look good in glasses too. So let's see. The website that I went to is your name, MichelineNader.com. There's also the DolphinsDance.com.
Yes.
Any other way that you can tell us to get the book?
Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, Balboa Press, my publisher.
There you go.
And if people get the book on the 2nd of June, they'll have also giveaway audios with it. We have the companion workbook for free that they can download.
Micheline,
on my website.
Thank you so much. We're out of time, but I really loved this interview. Thank you so much, Micheline.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you.
Fox News Radio. I'm Lillian Wu. As rivers rise, a scramble underway to save lives and homes in Texas.
More than one river has been threatening or obliterating homes. Ken Bryant lives near the Brazos River in Parker County, west